Give me a second. We got somebody driving by. So it's going to be loud. It's a neighbor. But I want you guys to take notice of the machete, or is this one of Brad Holder's self-made knives? I want you to take a very close look at the tip of this machete, how it is cut off. Now, I want you to take the time, at least watch the new video I just dropped. The beginning or the end of that video, what Kyle Stacey was taunting the law enforcement in 2022 when he shared and tagged himself in Light It Up for Abby and Libby. He shared that, taunting the families. They knew who they were, who had their girls. They have our girls. Remember that being said? Liggett, down to 2008, knows the issues against this drug ring and certain family members, like Derek, and certain members of this drug ring. They're back and forth. Him responding to a set up what? Manufacturing meth, Prince William Road and 100 South, 40 feet from where Toby Garth worked. The Agricultural Supply Center, 2.3 miles from the bridge. You walk across that field, even shorter time. Where Derek got the ammonia theft charge, Toby Garth's work. Shortly right after that, 2008, you have Gabriel Ellis and Heather Ferris manufacturing a meth. Liggett responding. His county, and others, when it comes to their rights, responsibilities, if they got certain individuals becoming informants, the no harm shall come to a witness or informant, the laws being broken, and at many times there's individuals within said departments that are getting paid off to look the other direction. Hell, their elected friends are making millions. Money laundering, real estate for this ring. The truth will surprise you. But I want you guys to take notice of this right here. The tip of this, aka machete, and the way it looks. Was this one of Brad Holder's pride and joys that the others that were involved took home and was parading around social media like a war trophy? Take the time and watch that whole video. Then go to page 111 of the Book of Troth, aka the Book of Truth, that I have at the beginning or end of that video. And I want you to see the same weapon they're holding is a tool in more than one ceremony. That book, the Tires, Hellhounds, Nordic, and Pagan Kindred, is one where Brad Holder and Amber Holder sits in my 1026 Baffy informant files. Y'all thought it was a laughing matter until what? The Joint Terrorism Task Force and the FBI and the agent over me had to admit here recently, yes, they had an investigation going. You want to know the reason they went on Ron Logan's land and after Ron Logan so fast? The in-person surveillance, the agent over me, Michael Curtis, and the Joint Terrorism Task Force. The investigation they're already on was my intel, the Sons of Odin, Tires, Hellhound, Nordic, and Pagan Kindred, a militia group. There's actually two that Brad Holder was associated with. There was some Sons of Odin who were militia members. Right beside him were training and was on Ron Logan's property. They had left 24 hours before the girl's case. Michael Curtis and his partner went back up into Delphi the 13th Way before the girls' case ever started, they were following up on addresses, places of work, my intel, who and where, what to look at. They were following up on that when the girls' case happened. That is why the Joint Terrorism Task Force and the FBI was already in Delphi at the time. My story has never changed. I've only added to it. My Baffy files back me up. This is why they're attacking Todd Click, the one person that was looking in the right direction the whole time, when it wasn't just Brad Holder flaunting, telling you where to look, why to look. I was trying to save lives, and I was let go as an informant, trying to save what lives, preventing further victims. I was let go for trying to do what I was set out to do. I took an oath, 2005, going into 2006, going into the United States Army. That oath is with me till the day I die. That paycheck I signed, up to including my life or my nation, my people, to the day I die. When I got out, I knew I could still do some good. The biggest clan, white collar crime, Baffy dismantled from the inside out. Got out of it for a few years. I had to get on many desks of some high ranking federal agents to get approved to come back in to doing Joint Terrorism Task Force informant work. I had to get reapproved to come back in, knowing what I was seeing, the threats I was seeing, the threats to the lives I was seeing, the Indiana ISIS couple. You're welcome. The actions on him when he decided to go fight for ISIS, they trained with a militia group here, more than one, on how to fight, how to survive, medical, first aid. Then she came back acting like she had no clue on what his decision and his actions and what he wanted to do. She's behind bars, like Bruce Stockett, the sovereign citizen judge, threats to judges, 38 years. I've got hundreds and hundreds of years on people in multiple cases of individuals behind bars. So, Chief Robert Baker at the time calling me a snitch, and if I was such a good snitch, then why isn't the FBI doing anything? Well, I've got it in text where Michael Curtis assured me that the corruption and the attacks by you and your department and your friends trying to dispel me, they already knew the corruption going on. It's on their back burner. It's been brewing for years. They know all about it. That's in the direct text between me and Michael Curtis, knowing all about your corruption. Hmm. So yeah, the RICO investigation, former Howard County Commissioner, the sitting prosecutor, other prosecutors in other counties, other elected officials, your money laundering little scheme many of you are making millions off of, right beside the kingpin families. This is why so many of these others are being refused to look at, even though they're flaunting their trophies of war, blood allowed to rust on their blades, their own actions, who and why, where to look at them. They've been flaunting right in front of everybody's faces. I've been trying to speak up. It wasn't to be a creator. I was an informant, turned a victim after I became a witness in the case. Same reason why KPD and Indiana State Police are doing everything they can to dispel and discredit me, just like they're doing Todd Click. They don't want the truth coming out. But I'm going to prove to you guys one thing, even if it takes a federal lawsuit that's in the works and it's about done right now. The FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force and Michael Curtis, the agent over me, new intel, refused to act, and it cost multiple lives, adults and children alike, all within the troubled community. The 72 cases 33 local, all within that troubled community. Sorry, I had somebody come out with a music playing. I could not have that. But hands down, take the time, watch that video. Watch the Good Old Boys Club and the friends of the Good Old Boys Club like Jamie Noel. The money laundering? I wonder how he's got money laundering on him now. I forced him to look. That's why the money laundering is now on even Jamie Noel. And you wondered why Pence, Holcomb, other high ranking elected officials, when he got busted, I even asked the state trooper that was on his case, why do you think he posted those pictures of those elected officials? He even said, this is recorded by the way, it was a warning. If he goes down, the rest go with him. This is why so many of these others, they can flaunt all they want, but in the end, TikTok, TikTok. When Operation Geronimo comes, it's the same operation name I've gave it all these years, going on 8 now. Geronimo. And I hope to God they keep it, because guess what? The RICO investigation, multi county, now multi state, the money laundering, elected officials, and you wonder why so many of these others aren't afraid. They openly have said it. They're not afraid. They got some friends in some high places. It's taken Kokomo and that cartel decades to get people down in the state house, Congress, then to DC, more than one. It's sad when these same elected officials that are supposed to be there for the greater good, them and their friends are making millions behind your back, allowing this to happen, and these others to walk free.